Hey, it's Brady Larkin. Welcome to Footy with Friends. This is episode 1, aka The Pilot. This project was basically born out of my quarantine experience and just the growing need I've felt for human connection and that carefree banter we lose when most of our day is spent in Zoom meetings. I want to use the podcast as a creative way to connect or reconnect with some friends, share my love for soccer in a creative way, and send some positive vibes out into the internet. We probably need that now more than ever. So, whether you're a footy fan or you know nothing about soccer, I'm sure you'll find a nugget in here that'll brighten your day. Today's guest is Henry Ametti. Henry and I go back to my time at U-Maine Farmington, where he was an undergrad and I was fresh out of college in my first year as an assistant coach. While we've kept in touch since then, today Henry shares more about the really impactful work he's currently doing in Portland, Maine. I had an absolute blast catching up and just cracking up as we broke down our game of the week, Everton versus Fulham. I know. So, without further ado, here's my friend, Henry. All right, man, we're doing it.
Yeah.
You caught me up a bit offline before about what life is looking like in quarantine, but fill me in, like what you're doing now in Portland.
Yeah. Brady and I got to catch up a little bit, but nonetheless, it's been a while. So I'm in Portland, Maine now, and career-wise, I'm working at a domestic violence resource center doing youth education, which is fun. Fun might not be the right word, but it's good work. And I studied education, like you know, but I wasn't super excited about like the traditional classroom setting. And this has kind of offered the ability to do it in a different way, like just like jumping into classrooms for a day or two, providing some like really unique education, which I think can kind of grab the students because I think they just kind of get like, glazed over. But then someone like, first of all, new faces come in, but then like really, really honest, real content comes at them about like intimate partner violence. So that's been a little more rewarding education wise. But then yeah, like personal, like you said, with the pandemic, like I feel like we've all had to find new ways to make things feel normal, I guess. So kind of like you with the podcast, I've tried to just do like a lot of new things really in smaller circles. And I think also being able to safely decide like who can be in your circle and then has been really difficult too. But yeah, I've been trying to have fun and stay safe and be like a good public health citizen,
Yeah. Hey, that's the least we can do.
Yeah.
Keep it civil, keep it safe. Has like COVID, have you noticed any impact, with the domestic violence, either cases or like ability to deliver that information with COVID? Is it tougher? I'm sure you had to adjust somehow.
Yeah. So just for education's sake, to answer the first question, like domestic violence has increased since the pandemic. And I think that's not surprising. More people are in their homes with that partner, more people, it's harder for them to leave situations because of COVID, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really significant side effect of it and one that people probably don't think about a lot, which I don't blame people. Like you can only care about so many things in a day. And then, yeah, like normally we deliver content in a classroom, we go right in and, say we were in Portland High School, we might do 3 classes that day. And then the next day, like we do all of Cumberland County. So we can be in Brunswick or even Bridgeton. So normally we're in classrooms, but now it's virtual, which is a lot different.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
My life is Zoom.
It's painful. And, yeah, it's a lot harder. I think there's a few like cool things you can do in a virtual setting that maybe you can't in a in-person setting, but overall it's definitely harder.
Yeah, no, I feel for you there. Yeah, trying to make Zoom classes interactive and participatory is tough. So
yeah,
we can segue into some soccer. We go back to your undergrad days. Talk to me about your team you chose to support through thick and thin.
Oh, my pleasure. So yeah, my first year when Matt Lamb was the assistant coach with Tommy, um, I didn't know much about soccer. I was actually like a baseball guy. But then I was like, man, I was really enjoying the team and guys were talking about Premier League and stuff. And I just felt like maybe to my fault, I don't like not knowing. And I was like, man, I'm just like on the outskirts of these conversations. I can't even fake it. Uh, and so I was like, Lamb, like break it down for me. Like, how does this even work? Like, I didn't understand Champions League. I didn't understand like relegation and stuff.
That
But I
blew
just
your,
wanted to.
did that blow your mind? Relegation?
Yeah, I mean, you're just so all you knew is U.S. sports, and you're like, "What? Excuse me?" Like that can't be right, Lamb. But then I was all in on it. I was like, "How can every league do this?" I knew right away I didn't want to pick like a top team, um, and I think I would feel the same way if I was joining if I became an NBA fan all of a sudden. I didn't want like top, but I think it was God. Who was the coach? Tony. Oh, whatever. Basically, Crystal Palace was like middle of the pack, and middle of the pack's probably a stretch, closer to like bottom, and they were just constantly fighting to not be relegated. And there was just something so endearing and honorable about that because they kept not actually getting relegated. And at the time, they were just like under their head coach, like really kind of just playing kickball and just like pumping stuff in the box. And I don't know why I just respected it because I felt like it was at the time where everyone is like, you got to put it on the floor. And like, it felt like goals counted less if you didn't. And I was like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah. Crystal Palace were late adopters to the beautiful game.
Yeah, they still haven't got like the full definition. But so yeah, Crystal Palace became my team. And it's been truthfully like a lot of fun to have Crystal Palace as your team because they kind of keep just doing the same thing. I think like 2 years ago, they got no points from their first seven and then fired their manager and hired Roy Hodgson and then somehow survived.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining regardless of the results.
And they always have like they've had Zaha and like they got these guys that can a few dudes all the time that can really play.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's made it Balassi, like some of these guys that just make it like a little more fun when they get on the ball. You're like, whoa, that's different.
Yeah. So you still watch them pretty regularly?
Yeah. I'm still pretty in tune with Palace.
Nice.
And they're decent this year. That loss yesterday kind of sucked, but before that, I think going into the weekend they were 8th in the table, which all things considered,
that's the sweet spot.
That's pretty good.
That's the sweet spot right there.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot.
Love it. Come on, Palace.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Nice. All right, so before we dive in, first I want to take a look at what's happening around the world of soccer. So,
okay.
If we can jump into some soccer Reddit headlines. So, if you're not familiar with Reddit or soccer subreddit, this is probably a good place to start. We'll pick our favorite stories from the week that stood out, and they'll probably range from informative to just ridiculous. So, you ready for the first one?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, hot off the press today.
Rumor mill?
Oh, we'll get to a rumor mill. I know you love a rumor mill.
My bad. Okay, my bad.
So today, FC Brugge, who's in the Champions League. So FC Brugge will miss their star striker Dennis against Dortmund because he didn't get to choose his favorite seat on the bus.
Am I just telling you how I feel about that?
Can you relate?
Can I ask the question? I don't think I can relate. I don't think I had. No. I think I was more easygoing than that. Nor, to be fair, was I ever probably so good enough to think that I was entitled.
You never had the assigned seat. This is Henry's seat.
No, I didn't.
That's absurd. That's superstition gone a little too far. He didn't even travel with the team today. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a Champions League game because he didn't have his favorite seat.
Well, wait, what do you know what happened? Like, was he getting on to travel to that game and he couldn't get his seat, or is it like the day before?
You know, it's the beauty of headlines. You just read a little bit and then assume the rest. And,
Yeah.
Dennis, gone missing.
Ridiculous nonetheless.
Dennis, get it together.
Dude. Yeah.
All right. Next one. Rumor mill for you.
Okay.
Barnsley. We all know him. We all love him. inquire about signing free agent striker Mario Balotelli.
Do I want that to happen? Yes.
Do we even support Balotelli?
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, no. I think I'm out on that one. I don't want that.
Out on that.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I've been out on Balotelli since he started taking off his shirt and flexing on like tap ins. So no, I'm out.
Fair.
I don't.
Fair.
I also don't think he'd be a good fit for a side sitting 13th in the championship. So no,
Yeah, that was more my
it doesn't
thought.
really gel with his ego.
Yeah, I think they'd rather finish 13th without him than like fourth with
Yeah,
him. So
Barnsley,
it's really
you're in the sweet spot. What are you doing?
yeah, chill, chill.
All right, last one, a little lighter. Marcus Rashford launches a book club to promote reading and literacy among children from all socioeconomic backgrounds. That's pretty cool.
I saw that. It said what was it? He didn't learn how to read until he was 17. Um,
Yeah.
I think I saw, or wasn't whatever literate is. Yeah, that's amazing
Yeah.
to use your influence to be able to, when you have that kind of influence and financial standing, to be able to do those things, to choose to do that with it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you don't see it enough. And maybe soccer players, athletes are doing it and just not getting credit, which is fine too. But it's cool when something like this breaks through. Where they're kind of paying it forward.
Yeah.
And geez, Marcus Rashford has been doing quite a bit. Somehow linking up with government to petition for like more free meals for students who needed them, but their schools were now shut down. Like, dude, all right, thought you're just a soccer
Yeah.
player, but yeah, this is really cool. The impact he's making.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. In a quick Google search of Marcus Rashford, actually, to look into this story, he's got the little initials after his name, which means he's been appointed by the Queen into the. He's now a member of the Excellent Order. So I think if he keeps this up, he could be knighted.
How old is he? I'm Googling it if you don't mind.
Potentially the youngest knight ever. I don't know.
23. That's incredible.
How about that?
Man, just turned 23. It's Halloween.
All right. Let's get into the game of the week, yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. So to set the scene, all right, we got our game of the week, Everton versus Fulham. Final score 3-2 to Everton. And actually, surprisingly, it seemed to be more of a evenly matched game than you would first think. If you look at the table, I mean, Fulham sitting comfortably in the relegation zone. Again, probably their sweet spot.
It's all relative.
Yeah, 4 points from their first 9 games, and I don't know if you noticed on the highlights we watched, like they're doing construction in the stadium. Like they seem to be more concerned with the construction than how their team is playing
amidst the pandemic.
Yeah. Like priorities are clearly just in a different spot. So
yeah, that's gotta be tough when you're a player.
I respect it, Fulham. Keep doing you.
Yeah.
And Everton, other end of the spectrum, they're playing some great soccer. I think for like a week or two early on this season, they were in first place. So they're playing very well. So deserved win for them. Any initial thoughts on the game before we jump into some categories?
I thought it was pretty good actually. Like you said, when you have 4-point Fulham and Everton, who, although I think Everton had been down a little bit since Richarlison had missed on his red card ban, they hadn't been as good. But no, I mean, even just looking at the lineups, like I expected it to be less of a good game. So I enjoyed watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll give the listeners a teaser. Did you notice in the lineups, the goalkeeper for Fulham, Alfonso Areola? Gotta love it.
The best part was I like somehow missed it during the lineups, and then his like first save or first time he got on the ball. I was like,
Big areola there.
Yeah, big, yeah, out of the air, big area. I was like, I know why Brady picked this game. This is easy.
It's all coming together. So that I'm sure we'll circle back to areola, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, of course. He's the man of the match.
Let's jump into the categories here, and let's
Okay.
start with the goals. Let's start with what the people want. So
Okay.
our first category, golden goal. So we'll nominate our best goals from the match, and we got to judge the celebrations. As we all know, celebrations are just as, if not more, important than the goal itself. So
Yep.
I'll start with my first nominee, Calvert-Lewin. It was pretty much a tap in, all business celebration. It was the second goal of the game. He's feeling good. Did you see the man bun?
I did.
Did
I
you
know
did you note that?
a future category. I made a little note.
I mean, if that's not head and shoulders, I don't know what. But gotta love Calvert-Lewin. He's confident. But
Yeah.
again, all business, no celebration. I'd give it a 2 out of 10. Quality team model.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Does this rating include goal and celebration?
It's got to be factored in. It's like a weighted
Okay.
GPA.
Okay. Took some AP
There's
classes.
essentially no limit. I've seen some 6.0 out of 4 GPAs. So it could happen.
That's true. Okay. Does that mean I'm up?
Yeah, you got a nominee?
Okay. Fulham's first goal. Dorkadova Reed. I know I'm saying his name a little wrong, but I think it's actually a really good goal. What is it? Kearney gets it at like top of the 18, like top of the D area, kind of out of the air, takes a good first touch, and then plays Di Cordova through. And he takes, I thought, a brilliant first touch with his left foot. He both beat the defender and put it like in no man's land, so the keeper had to come out.
How about
but
that?
The keeper just got stuck.
Yeah.
So finish was like, I think, pretty routine for a guy like a Premier League player once he got him in that spot. And then he kind of just ran away, hitting his chest and celebrated with the guys. But I thought the goal was good. So I'm going to give him, I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
6.5.
Yeah.
That's the pity
I
points.
really
pity
like
points
the
for
goal.
Fulham. Yeah, true.
The celebration is routine, but no fans too, so it's a little harder. But
you got to generate the energy from within.
Yeah.
Love it. My next nominee, also Everton, I believe is their third goal, Decore. Power header. And love the celebration. Turn around, praise to the man upstairs. Give credit where it's due. But holy cow, what a header.
Also horrible defending by Fulham. There's like three dudes.
Not interested.
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't know if they were like, maybe they had some sabermetrics. We're just gonna shift. We're just gonna play the shift on the corner
like the
here.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
They're just playing the numbers. If they give up a goal here and there and the numbers aren't, it's fine.
Yeah. They're on to something.
Talk to me in June.
They're on to something. Yeah, we'll check in on you, Fulham, but that's my nominee.
What's the rating?
I think you get points for the header, points for the celebration. That's a 7 out of 10. Soft 7.
It was also really good. Good service.
Impossible to do it without the service.
Yeah, left back had a couple assists.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go Loftus-Cheek's goal because he had the second for Fulham. I don't know why I'm repping Fulham so hard. It's kind of embarrassing. But I really like Loftus-Cheek. He was a Crystal Palace guy. I can't believe that he's a reserve for Fulham. He was on loan from Chelsea, and I thought he was going to be in like a top 4 team for a while. Little do I know. But it wasn't anything too spectacular, but Loftus-Cheek got in a good spot. Kind of hit it one time after, and then I think Pickford, to be fair, would have had it. And then one of the Everton defenders went down on one knee and it ramped up off him and went in. But and I don't even remember what he did for a celebration, which isn't a good sign. I'm going to give it, because they needed it. And Loftus-Cheek, it just came on and was balling. I'm going to give him like a 3 out of 10. but
3 is fair. 3 is fair.
yeah.
Yeah, those are all the ones I had. Did you have any more you wanted to touch on?
No. Also, Fulham missed that penalty. That should.
Yeah, true. That
Oh,
needs to get a special shout out. I love a good penalty. I love the tension, the pressure. But like, get it on target. You
yeah. He
gotta get
slipped.
it on target. Was
He
he not
like
wearing? Was he wearing flats?
he might have had his flats on.
But I don't.
And
Yeah.
Loftus Cheek actually. I don't know if you remember it, but he gets like a give and go that he obviously started, and he gets it back, and like uh he plays it, and then it's like gonna run across his body to his left foot, and everyone thinks he's just gonna open up and hit with his right, and then he lets it go on like through his legs, and so the defender like is just running the opposite direction and trips it. Like it's a really really well earned penalty,
Good.
and
Yeah.
then
Good play
the dude
by.
steps up and just
And then
so lame.
he drooped it over the crossbar. That was
Yeah,
that was
oh, it's
disappointing.
horrible.
Also a perk of
Pickford celebrated.
as you should. Intimidation, I think, gets the points there. But probably also a perk of not having fans in the stadium this day, because he would have been ridiculed.
Yeah. Oh.
So those are our nominees. It looks like Ducore with a soft 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Is our winner, is our golden goal winner.
Credit where credit's due.
You got to praise the man upstairs. Love it. Or woman upstairs, whoever's
Yep.
up there. Whoever's up there. All right. Moving on. Next category is best style. So
Oof.
this is where we consider who's the most deserving of the close-up time from the TV cameras. In soccer, action never stops, except for a few who get that TV time. It could be players, managers, fans, all are eligible. So on to the nominees. My first is I'll share some screenshots here.
Okay.
My first nominee is Richarlison. So
Ooh.
you'll notice him with the frosted tips. What do we think?
Richarlison was who I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Just really cool. And he knows he's cool. That's kind of what I like about it.
That's the dangerous part. He knows he's cool.
Because if you're not acting like you're cool, that is pretty lame. But
he embraces it.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like it.
How about my next nominee? We got Scott Parker from the Well Dressed Managers Club.
Wow.
Points.
Wow.
I think extra points here in consideration for the tie clip.
Yep.
But Scott Parker looking sweet, a little smirk, despite the loss. He's sitting comfortably in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Somehow the money is rolling in for Fulham here.
That's what happens when you get promoted twice in 3 years.
Couple more nominees from me. Then if you have anything else, I'll let you. So my next nominee, Jordan Pickford, bright goalkeeper costume, as we like to call him. Again, I think he knows he's cool. He's wearing the hottest shade of pink you can and absolutely embracing it.
Yeah. And he had some say in it. And he chose that.
Yeah. First day of preseason. Not pink enough. Send it back.
Not pink enough.
All right. In my last, we have, you know him, you love him, Alphonse Areola.
You love him.
And I think this qualifies as the best style category because he's wearing a jersey for 90 minutes with Areola in big bold letters on the back and also embracing it.
He probably is appreciating the no fans now.
Yeah, he actually recommended for it early COVID.
He was an early activist.
Yeah. Any other standouts for best style?
And we mentioned him earlier, Calvert-Lewin. He's got a man bun. It's pretty sweet. Uh, D. Cordova Reed. Do you have the highlights?
I do. I think his twisties might break the internet here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Two hands on the head. Yeah. Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what I got.
love it. Well, I think we're setting a dangerous precedent, but Calvert Lewin, I think, is my winner. Because of the man bun, because it's maintained. He's got a little scrunchy in there. And again, he's using some quality product. So I think my winner, best style. And again, he got a few close ups with a few goals. So my winner is Calvert Lewin.
All right. I'm gonna say Richarlison just for the sake of picking someone different, just because he wears it so dangerously confident.
He's
I
so
respect
cool.
it.
He's so cool.
So cool. So cool.
So cool. All right. Last category coming up, man of the match. So finally, who won the game for you? Again, player, manager, referee. Who you got?
Who won the game? Um, I want to say Everton's left back, Lucas Digne. Um, he was good. I mean, he had 2 assists. The second assist was money to Decore. But I also just felt like the defending was so bad that I don't know if he deserves that. So I'm going to give it to Abdoulaye Decore. I thought he was the best. I think his goal was big. I thought he was like just good all game. Kind of a rock for them. I think easily you could give it to a couple other people on Everton, but I'm going to go with Decore.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. I would also go to Corey because of what you just said. Just that solid foundation, soccer wise, in the middle of the field and chipping in with a goal. Obviously won the best celebration. At least he's committed to something. I think he planned that out before the game. He must have.
Had to.
But yeah, love it. Love the power, love the energy from him. So yeah, now it's like, okay, am I going to be watching Everton? Like, are they must see TV?
They're exciting, I think. Especially Decore, yeah. He wasn't worried about where he was sitting on the bus.
No, he doesn't have a favorite seat. He
They're
stands
all
up.
his favorite.
Decore stands up.
He drives the bus.
He's the driver. He sits in the seat that's like below, but like in the stairs. You know those buses? That's his seat. The one that folds up.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, Everton are fun, I think.
Everton is fun. You heard it here first.
Cool. Who would have thought Everton and Fulham was the first game?
That's what we kick off the pilot.
That's the pilot.
The pilot. Everton versus Fulham. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, only you would do that. Only you.
I did it to myself. I know. Well, cool. Hey, appreciate you, Henry.
All right, man. Well, we'll stay in touch, okay?
All right, let's catch up soon. Big love. Peace.